afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Taiwan Demo Day. Thank you, much better. My name is Vicky, alongside with Kyle, will be your host for today's program. We're really excited and thrilled to have all of you here to help us celebrate all the great ideas, innovative ideas from our startup teams. And thank you for your support to help us continue to build this dynamic ecosystem and community. To our 9 incredible startup who got selected to do our demo day today, we can't wait to hear what you're going to share with us. To our investors and venture partners, thank you very much for your support. And we are so excited to have you here to hear what's exciting things the Taiwanese team is going to bring out. And for the rest of all of you here, thank you for all the energies. And we definitely look forward to connect with many of you here for the rest of the day. Before we move on to the event, we also just want to do a reminder. Please make sure your phone is turned off to silent mode for the entire duration, up to 2 hours of the demo time. If you need to take a conversation, please step outside of the theater room to avoid disruptions. Thank you for your attention, and let's have a great afternoon. With that, I'll pass it over to Kyle to introduce our distinguished panel of judges.
Thank you, Vicky. You memorized your script so well.
Safety.
All right, we have 5 advising investors as judges today. I will introduce them in alphabetical order, and I would like to ask all the attendees, please give them a big round of applause. First, let's welcome Brandon Zhang, the president of NTU Ventures. Brandon leads NTU Alumni Venture with the mission by alumni founders for alumni founders. Next, please welcome Lauren Rance, Managing Director of Alchemist Accelerator. Lauren has interviewed over 1,000 startups and built programs that have helped hundreds of founders achieve product market fit. Our next judge is Norman Liang, partner at Upshot Ventures. He's deeply committed to mentoring and supporting entrepreneurs, especially in building bridges between Silicon Valley and Taiwan. And please also welcome Terry Shao, Managing Director of Bonhope Capital. Terry is a serial entrepreneur and investor whose companies has been acquired by Sybase, Verifone, and Kalea, where he helped lead its NYSE listing. He's also taught entrepreneur at George Washington University and Marymount. And last but not least, we welcome Tiffany Wang, CEO and Managing Director of Onsen Global. Tiffany has managed over 300 million in venture funds and invested globally in AI, fintech, digital health, and insurtech. She's been recognized as one of Silicon Valley's 40 under 40 and a woman of influence.
Now we're going to get into the main event of today, which is the demo sessions. Before kicking off the main event, I'd like to remind everybody, and also particularly our presentation teams, each team will have 6 minutes to pitch, followed by 4 minutes Q&A right away from our judges. So let's begin with our first pitch. Is everybody ready? We can do better, right? Is everybody ready for the demo day? Yeah. All right, thank you very much. First up, please welcome Hera. Hera, an AI motion designer that makes creating animated videos like charts and text animations fast and effortless. Since launching in July, they've already reached 25,000 in monthly revenue and are growing 25% week over week, proving that just how big this demand is for simpler, smarter video and creations. Please join me in welcoming Hera's co-founder and CTO, Jialun Wu, to the stage.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Cha. I'm co-founder and CTO of Hera. We are building AI motion designer. It's like Lovable, but for motion graphics. It's like for animated video, like animated charts or animated text, something animated in the video. So let's start with the story. So my co-founder Peter, he used to manage some of the most popular YouTube channels like Economics Expand or The Game Theorist with millions of subscribers. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous. Yeah, so He learned that when he managed those YouTube channels and creating more than 300 videos with billions of views, he learned that most of time and money in the video production is spent in animations. Why? Because animations are very time-consuming and complicated to produce. And time is money, so that's why it's also expensive. So for a video, even though a video consists of 10% of animations, for example, for a 1 minute video, only 6 seconds are animations. However, these 10% animations take up 70% of the budget in time. The main reason is that even today, if you need to create a professional animations, you need to use a legacy software like Adobe After Effects, which is very hard to use, very hard to learn. That's why it needs a lot of time. You need to find some professionals to create the animation for you. And you might ask, why do we need animation at all? Can we just not doing it? It turns out we cannot not doing it because animations are critical for the so-called retention editing. That's one reason why Mr. Beast are the best YouTuber in the world, because they nailed it retention editing. Retention is a secret to go viral in social media. Basically, in short, you need to keep the viewers keep watching the video. Yeah, and unfortunately, animation are the key for retention, but they are painful to create. So that's why we want to make it much more easier, faster to create. So we started with idea for lovable for animations. So how it works is just like every vibe coding apps. You simply describe what you want. So you write a prompt, and then boom, you get an animation. And you can continue to fine-tune the result by prompting more, or you can use our manual editing features. You can just drag and drop elements, you can resize. So we are creating the hybrid experience, not just using prompt. And when you're happy, you export the video, and that's it. So it's very easy to use, you don't need to learn, you don't need to watch tutorials, and everyone can create professional animations in seconds or minutes. And we launched publicly 2 months ago, and we are growing very strongly with 25% week over week growth rate. And right now we have 25K MRR, over 1,000 paying customers. Yeah, so we also found that not only the content creators or video editors, they love Hera. Also, the marketers, they also love Hera. So we have customers from HubSpot, Iris, and Lucid. They are the marketers or marketing teams. They don't have any animation skill at all. But right now, with Hera, they can create or doing experiments with very rapid speed. And we are going to expand that segment in the future. So we started with motion graphics or animations as a wage. Our vision is that we want to become an entire video production tool, and we started from animation because that's the hardest part in the entire video. And we also learned that our existing users, they are already creating a full video in Hera. So we are going to expand our video editing capabilities in the future. So in the future, you can create an entire video in Hera. You don't need to switch to another software. And that's our vision. Today, there are 20 million Adobe customers for video software, and they are paying $40 per month. So we have at least 10 billion market opportunities. And these are just 10 billion is the money Adobe customers, they pay for software or the license. It's not, we don't include the human labors because they also need to pay animators to use the software. So we are trying to address both the software and the human labor. We want to let everyone, they don't need to hire someone to use the software. They can just use Hera to create a video by themselves. And also, Adobe softwares, I think, like me, I don't know how to use Photoshop at all, even though I have the intention to learn. But I never tried to actually learn because I just feel so hard to use. I think same for other Adobe softwares. So they are for professionals. So there are a bigger user group are not professionals. So there's an even bigger market for us to attack. And we think we are the best team to build this because my co-founder has a very deep domain experience in terms of video production. And I used to build a video editor, online video editor. It's Beyond, so I had a chance to build this from scratch. So that's it. And we actually closed our seed round fundraising last week, and we are ready to get back to the building mode. And we're actually hiring, so if any one of you are a software engineer and you are okay to move to Berlin, yeah, so talk to me. We are going to set up a team in Berlin. That's it. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Jalun. And now we open for investor Q&A session.
We open the questions for the judges, please.
Open for judges.
So this is Tiffany with Onsen. I have some questions around what your thoughts are around the longer term moat. There's a couple of these platforms that already exist that raise quite a bit of capital. I know you guys are fairly early, but yeah, some of the longer term, some of the longer term moats and thoughts around that.
In terms of moat, right? I think there are two parts. The first one is the technical part. So we want to double down on the motion graphics segment. We want to be the best. We want to allow Hera to create the best quality of motion graphics, and that requires a huge amount of time to do some prompt engineering, context engineering, and even fine-tuning models. So basically, we want to put the brain of a motion designer into a model, yeah. So we want to create the best quality, and that's one part for technical one, and for non-technical one. So right now we have a template marketplace. So most of our templates are already created by our users. So when users are using Hera more, they will create more templates, and more people will want to use Hera because there are more templates. So they'll become there's a cycle, and because you can only use templates in Hera, you couldn't use it elsewhere. So they will become some kind of data flywheel to attract more users, and hopefully, and one most important thing is that we are the first mover in this market. So we want to be the first one and also the best one, and so that's why we are planning to grow faster right now to take the market. Yeah.
Great. And then one other question. Is there a reason why you decided to build it in Berlin instead of, well, I guess it's a little bit complicated.
Yeah, that's for short term, at least for the first 1 year, because my co-founder and I, we live in Berlin. My co-founder is German, and I moved to Berlin 7 years ago. So we have to go back initially. So I'll go back next week, actually. So we believe we can find great talent there. So our plan is to set up a core team in Berlin and trying to find the product market fit, even though we have a strong traction, but I don't think we have a very perfect product market fit. So by staying in Berlin, I think the talent in Berlin compared to here, it's much harder to find the same quality of talent compared to Silicon Valley, because right now everyone wants to hire the best AI engineer, and we believe we can find the same talent in Berlin. So that's our current plan for the first 6 to 12 months. And I think our plan is that in Series A, if things goes well, we'll probably come back to California, Silicon Valley.
Thank you.
We can take one quick question, 40 seconds.
Okay, great. First off, I think congratulations on getting through a strong sprint. You guys, I know you guys worked really hard to get through there. Can you talk a little bit more about how you imagine the prosumer video market growing with what you're building, and how AI is helping to simplify that for the user?
Okay, so prosumer. Yeah, I think for the next 1-2 years, we will still focusing on motion graphics because we want to be the best in this segment. I think today there are other video tools like VO3, you can generate a video, but they are for other use cases. You couldn't create perfect motion graphics using VO3. So I think we'll double down on this segment because there are many use cases that require accurate motion graphics. So for prosumer, so today we have 2 user groups. One is individuals or small agencies, and we also have enterprise users. So we want to tackle both user groups. And yeah, so that's why we will kickstart our first enterprise design partner next week, and but that's more for enterprise. So yeah, I'm not sure if I answered the question.
Well, we can do a follow-up after the session for sure. Thank you so much for the questions, and thank you, Wei-Lun. Next up is to the $437 billion legal service market. Their platform, LexGens, help law firms and legal teams dress smarter, catches issue faster, and handle more transactions with less risk. Let's give a warm welcome to Tenfold's co-founder and CEO, Winston Chen, to tell us more.
Hi, this is Winston, the co-founder of Tenfold.ai. So Tenfold.ai built trustworthy and collaborative document AI to accelerate the complex merger and acquisition transaction process. Our product enables the law firms and the venture capital to work with complex legal documents with ease and help them reimagine the end-to-end M&A workflow. So imagine you're a lawyer working on a complex merger and acquisition transaction case. So before drafting any documents, you must review thousands of company files and related clauses. And issue spotting in these documents is complex and time-consuming, requiring multiple lawyers working for days. And after this extensive review, you start, say, drafting a due diligence report or a shareholder agreement. So multiple lawyers work on different sections, constantly worry about conflict between their works, wording consistency, and the appropriate clauses. So right now, this process is inefficient and prone to errors and may take up to more than 50% capacity of law firms. So to address the aforementioned problems, our product, LexGens, has 3 main features. So first, our CAM systems allows the user to securely use proprietary data and the most up-to-date external knowledge, making knowledge reusable and the legal research process more efficient. And combined with our confidence framework, our AI knows how and when to involve the right person on your team to collaborate with to avoid hallucination when dealing with tough questions. Second, our collaborative document writing feature analyzes your firm's past work and integrate with most up-to-date regulations and cases to generate comprehensive and customized legal documents following an interactive process. Our product LexGens then collaborate with you on document writing platforms such as Google Doc and Microsoft Word to provide further detailed suggestions in each sections, enabling your firms to generate truly usable and high-quality legal documents that used to take days or even weeks to finish. And our agentic issue spotting feature leverage extensive transnational regulations and cases, and combined with tuned legal domain reasonings to proactively identify potential risk within documents and provide you with revision suggestion and with explanations. And it also supports cross-documents issue spotting and parallel document reviewing. That means even if you are a solo practitioner, you can now simultaneously review multiple documents and spot issues, dramatically increase your document reviewing capacity. The result is remarkable. Our KM system accelerates the legal research process by more than 20 times on average, and our collaborative document drafting feature accelerates the document writing process by more than 30 times, while generating higher quality documents that require fewer human revision. And our agentic issue spotting feature accelerates the document reviewing process by more than 180 times. And most importantly, our product Legends achieved all of this while managed to reduce the hallucination rate by 28%, making our product truly collaborative and trustworthy. So our core team consists of talents from AI tech giants from Silicon Valley with deep experience in AI and product development. And we've also strengthened our core team with legal domain experts that has deep experience in legal M&A sectors. So a year ago, we officially founded Tenfold AI with just 10 legal users to start with. Now we work with our distributor to get more than 100 new legal users each month. And this July, we successfully onboarded our first VC customer and get selected to plug and play. And at this point, we have more than 10 law firms on board. And by the end of 2025, we'll have more than 20 firms on board, including firms from Taiwan, Singapore, and United States, and many more in the pipeline. So our current pricing is $99 per user per month. So capturing 5% US market share in the M&A and the VC sector will generate more than 100 M each year. And at this pricing level, the US market size alone exceeds $1 billion US. So at this stage, we are asking $2 million in funding. We'll use this fund to help us keep acquiring talents in Taiwan and expand our sales channel in the overseas market. And we'll also leverage this fund to help us hit our next revenue goal of 30K MRR. So whether you are interested in investing in us or you're struggling with current legal document workflow, I would like to invite you to try out our trustworthy and collaborative Legends and reimagine the end-to-end M&A workflow with Tenfold AI. Thank you.
Thank you, Winston. And we are now open for Q&A. Questions from the judges.
Hi, Winston. I think you choose a niche market to do the kind of investor legal document. That's a good thing. As an investor, that I love this kind of product. But I want to know more about the reason why you choose this field, because there's so many fields in legal, like family law, criminal law. What's the reason behind you choose this field? Is that because of the frequency, or your customers are willing to pay higher, or is the reason?
Okay, so that's a good question. So yeah, so you definitely mentioned one of the aspects that why we choose this area, the M&A area, because in our opinion, we think in the future, in the capital market, we think M&A transaction is going to happen more and more. So this will be a market that requires some kind of tools to help accelerate the process. That's the first reason. And second reasons, we picked this because, like you said, there are lots of different sectors within law, and we think M&A is a really complicated area. So we want to try to solve the hardest problem first, so that our feature can be used in other areas. And also another reason why we pick M&A is that especially these kind of legal tech product, M&A is kind of like the core of it is transnational, right? You do a deal in Taiwan, or you do a deal in United States. Yes, there will be difference, but M&A is like you can use this. The core technical stack will not just require a little bit tuning, and you can use it in other markets. So that's why we picked this topic. Yeah.
So
Winston, I know you guys have gotten along in a building, I think, a good product that technically functions. What are some of the compliance and risks that come along with using this? Like, how do you explain to a user that this is not a lawyer when in your policy when they're using this to draft documents or review documents?
Can you like repeat your question again? Because
yeah, because I mean, if I'm going through there's a risk, right, to not using a lawyer, right? So how do you tell the user that there's a risk that you're not using a lawyer, you're using an LLM to review these documents? And what's the policy? What are some of the policy risks and other things that ultimately will hold you back, you know, from being able to turn this technology into a legal service powered by AI?
Oh yeah, that's actually a good question. So, and that's not because right now our customers are like from law firms and like legal team, like legal department within a corporate. So we never at this stage we're not saying that if you use our product you don't need a lawyer anymore. We cannot say that because we're not saying that we are replacing lawyers. That's not our goal, right? So our tool is to enable these lawyers to like so they will have more time, say, within a merger and acquisition deal, the lawyers can focus on like strategy, like making strategies or advising the C-levels within the company, like what they can do within a MA deal. So that's not, so we know that we are not replacing lawyers. We're not, and the legal risk, yeah, I know that will be an issue if we say that, oh, we don't need a lawyer anymore, yeah.
Oh, I want to follow up on this. Legal tech has been really difficult in the United States, and lawyers tend to be a bit tech phobic. So the question is actually, why go after the lawyers as your market as opposed to being the most AI-forward international law firm? Like, why not take that actual additional risk and just be vertically integrated all the way down?
Yeah, can you like repeat your question again? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I want to go.
So why choose lawyers as being your customer profile that you're going after, as opposed to just going straight as being a law firm yourself that's the most AI-empowered law firm?
Oh, that's actually, we thought about it as well. And right now we're focusing on like working with these law firms. And we do have some law firms like talk to us about that idea. And we are seriously considering that, actually, yeah.
So just some comments. I actually have a friend that only invests in legal tech, but it's in the US. So I don't know what entity you're set up. So please come find me after. Another comment, I guess there's actually a lot of legal tech that already exists. There's like Hey Marley, it's like one of the big incumbents, right? And one of the things, because your company is still fairly young, I want to make sure to advise you to focus on how you become number one. So not a follower, but how are you going to dominate and win in this market?
Yeah, I definitely need that. And because of the time, I'll follow up on you like later this event. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Winston. Thank you for the judges. Sounds like we have great conversation to be held afterwards at the Investor Club. So excited about that. AI-powered creator ad network, making influencer marketing scalable and affordable for brands while helping small creators monetize. They've already proven that the model in Taiwan and now are bringing this into Taiwan, to US. And now bringing it to the US where the influencer market is about to explode. So please welcome co-founder and CEO, Alan Ko.
Hello, everyone. I'm Alan, founder and CEO of Influenxio. Thanks for having me here. We are building a AI-powered creator ad network, and that turns mid and long-tail influencer into a predictable, scalable media for brands. And we are a seasoned team with a very experienced expertise. I previously worked for Google and managed the Google Display Network. And my co-founder, Ann, comes from L'Oreal and PwC, and very experienced on operation and finance. And our CTO, Michael, who is very familiar with how to scale the platform. And so we are focused on the market is the influencer marketing. So US influencer marketing projected for 2025 is about $13 billion and continued growth. However, there is a gap. Only 90% of the mid and long tail influencers, they are under monetized. So basically, only 10% or less than 10% of the influencers, they got the monetized opportunity. So what's the question or what's the pain point right now? So you can see like right now for the brands, they face challenges and they basically needs to take 4 weeks to match only one single influencers and with a very high cost and difficulty quantifying ROI. And on the other hand, influencers also encounter challenges. They are struggled at making money. And it takes them like a month, only makes like $300. And they don't have the stable income, and they are lack of the brand collaboration tools as well. So that needs a solution for that. So the time, why now? Why is the time for us to solve this problem? So I think generative AI help us, like enables like the content creations at scale. So that helps a lot to solve this problem. And the second, mid and long tail influencers, they basically have a higher engagement and with a niche audience. So basically the value of them are very high. And then for the brands also wants the personalized content as well. So our solution, we build an AI-driven creator agent network. And so for the brands, you only need to drop a brief, and then our AI agent would help them to create will help the brands to generate the content and find the fit influencers and generate the content for them and publish for them and monetize for them. So basically, one brief and thousands of contents out. So basically, like a 10x, 10x result, and only half of the cost. So here is how it works. So when the brands, set up a campaign, and then we automatically match the feed influencers, and then AI generate the content with the authentic creator style content and aligns with the brand needs. And then for the creators as well, it's only simply one click for them to publish the content and monetize it. So the difference for our Influenxio AI actually lies in, the ability to learn and master the voice of the creators, the unique voice. So as you can see, like the left side is basically the content generated by the creator themselves, and the right side is our Influenxio AI generated by the creators for another campaign. So as you can see, like the emoji, the format, and the style is actually very similar. It's indistinguishable for that. So the use case for the for Taiwan is that right now the Easy Travel, which is the biggest travel agency in Taiwan, offers and basically they use our solution to make the cost half of the cost and then double the output. And it works for the creators as well. So for the creators, it's a college student with 11,000 followers and they could earn like a $500 per month, and easier for them. So it's a meaningful side income for them to use our solutions. So business model is very simple. Like brand paid half of the market price, and then a creator earned $100 per post, and Influenxio take the $400, so which is the 80% of the margin. So compared with the traditional way, we got the lower cost, faster setup time, and then less the time of the coordination work. So the competitive edge for us is very unique. One is that we tap into a very unique space, which is like no one tap into there still now, like the long tail, mid to long tail creators. And then because of the AI, we got the competitive pricing and the network effects as well. The more creators join, the better, the more brand niche we can serve. So basically, we create like a flywheel after that. So the go-to-market, because we have been built the product market fit in Taiwan. So right now, we are going to plan to go to the US next year. So we grow the creator base first, and then hopefully, like on the plan, we want to launch the US market tomorrow by the end of next year. So that's the financial forecast by next year. The end of next year, we want to scale to the 2.1 million next year, and with the 80% of the margin. So that's that. Thank you.
All right, now we move on quickly to the Q&A.
Yeah,
Terry?
hi, Alan. This is Terry. So
Thank you.
effectively, for a two-sided marketplace, are you planning to subsidize one side first to create traction?
Yeah.
And if you do that, which side are you going after?
You mean who I would start up? I would start with the creators, actually.
Yeah, you start with the creators.
Yeah, I start with the creators.
And the creators are long tail, right? So they're very
Yeah.
hard to find. What's your cost of acquisition on creators?
Yeah, so basically, we crawl the data. So right now, we have 60 million globally, like the influencer data. So basically, we build a SOP and automated workflow to get them on board. So basically, it's easier for us to acquire the influencers, and because those micro influencers, they don't have the ability to make money. So every time we send an email or send a required to them, and then the acceptance rates are high for them. And then after we acquire them, so we can fulfill like the brand's need immediately for that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
How many influencers do you have signed up on your platform?
Right now in Taiwan, we got the 20,000 influencers signed up on our platform.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how many of those you started in 24?
The business
2024 or?
No. The business started in 2020.
Okay.
2020. Yeah.
So how many influencers did you sign up in 2024? How many influencers did you sign up to year to date?
Actually, like because that's the kind of like a pivot. Like it started in 2020, we actually built a marketplace, creator marketplace in Taiwan, and that's the new like the pivot business starting this year. And for this year, for only like 3 months, we acquired 300 creators register and provide their service on our platform.
Okay, so you're at 300 creators.
Yeah.
All right. And then on your revenue numbers, is that why 2024 and 2025 look the same?
Yeah.
Okay. Great, thank you.
Thank you.
A question about, you have good traction in Taiwan, but as you mentioned, you have network effect in Taiwan. There's demand and supply.
Yeah.
But I don't see anything that you can leverage to do in the United States. So what's your go-to markets? I know you have a slide talking about GTM, but
Yeah.
I know I want to know the exactly way how you can leverage what you have now.
Yeah, thanks. It's a good question. So for the supply side, actually we will leverage our, like I explained before, like we have a technology to acquire the inferences, and we have the data to acquire, to pitch them. So basically there is no, there will be no issue for acquiring the inferences. And for the demand side, it will be a question. So the demand side, our findings is that actually we find a lot of, even Taiwanese brands or like Asian brands, they are eager to go to US market, and they have no way or difficult time to find a partner to work with to go to the US market. So I think that will be our opportunity because, they have a hard time to find a US partner, but we can be their partner. So basically in Taiwan, we find a few partners who wants to go to US market, and then we could be their partner to find the US influencers to help build their brands in the US. So that's how we build the supply and demand first. And after we build a bigger enough supply pool, and then we could turn back into the US market and then attract to the US brands to target those influencers. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much. With that, we're at time. Thank you so much for your presentation, Alan.
Thank you.
Thank you. APMIC. Founded in 2017, APMIC is a pioneer in Taiwan in large language models and enterprise-grade private AI solutions. They help organizations build intelligent knowledge systems without writing code, making data smarter and deployment secure. Please welcome the president of APMIC USA, Ian Chen.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me here. I'm here to present APMIC. So we are a Taiwanese company, and we were founded in 2017, and we are committed to become the enterprise AI accelerator. So let's look at what the current status of enterprise AI markets. If we look closely at the OpenAI's revenue split, you can see only 25% of their revenue is coming from the enterprise, and 75% are coming from the general consumers, just like you and me, probably students before their final, midterm, and doing their project homework. If you look at the global AI enterprise markets, the projected revenue is actually pretty high. It's predicted to be, reach 470 billion by 2033. But right now, you can see the growth rate is not very high. I think right now we think this still underdeveloping. So why? A lot of people have this question: why most of the enterprise they haven't adopted the AI to production at scale? UBS just published an AI demand report this May. They interview a lot of companies. So they find out only 14% of Fortune 500 companies, they started to deploy AI in production at scale. And the rest of the 86% companies, they are still evaluating and watching and waiting just to think about how they should embrace AI. And in their report, they summarize a lot of pain points for the enterprise to adopt AI. There are many of them. So like ROI is not very clear because right now a lot of AI, they are trying to solve the problem to increase the productivity, but not necessarily can generate the revenue and the profits right away. So it's really hard to calculate the investment. And investment usually is pretty high. Of course, not a lot of companies that they can invest, like a Mega 7, they invest tens of hundreds of billions a year because GPU is very expensive. And in general, GPU are not very easy to use. There's a learning curve to use GPU to build your AI model. And POC takes a lot of time. And there's other concerns like privacy, compliance. Most of the companies, they want to own their data. They don't want to release to the cloud or share by others. Also, a lot of companies, they prefer do it themselves. They want to develop from the scratch. So the solutions we want to provide to the market, actually we just announced our product. It's called Price Station last week in Taiwan. So it consists of a couple pieces. So basically, in our solution, we can provide the models, the smaller size language models for the customers to use, because we believe that for most of the enterprise, their specific problems don't have to be solved in like trillions of parameters of language model. They can be easily solved by tens of billions or even 1 to 3 billions of models with a proper data fine-tuning, pre-training, use a RAG or MCP to their database. It could be easily solved. So we have a SaaS, it's called Kaigam, just no need to programming, so customer can just use this as their own ChatGPT on-prem in their private cloud or in their data center. We also provide a lot of API tool for customer to do a secondary development to use their own interface or connect to their database. We also provide a fine-tuning services because using our software, we need to have a GPU to inference or to do training and fine-tuning. So we work with a different scale of GPU. So for 6,000, it's a basic one, but it doesn't do fine-tuning, but it can do very good inference, can provide maybe 20 to 30 concurrent users if you are running smaller models. We also support larger size of a GPU like H200, B200. They can do both fine-tuning and inference. So this is the result of fine-tuning. So we have our own S1 model that's 24 billion parameters, and we train with, we fine-tune with a lot of traditional Chinese content. As you can see, the result is actually good, very good, and it performs better than even the Llama for some traditional Chinese benchmark like Taiwan Legal and TMLU. And look at the difference. Our parameter is only 24 billion, and made us Llama 4, it's over 600 billion. So even NVIDIA just recently published a paper. They think that small language model are the future of agentic AI because they believe 70% of your problems in an enterprise can be solved with a small language model. And on-prem provides the full data security and the privacy, which we believe that's a way to go for enterprises. And so right now to promote our product, we use the annual subscription. We we price at 50,000 for all the GPUs we work with. Because we want to promote the market, we don't charge higher for the better GPU. Because with a better GPU, you can provide more concurrence users. And the cost, it's predictable because right now with the reasoning model, if you go to cloud, it's really difficult to know how they calculate how many tokens you used for your problems. Yeah, this is my presentation for today, and yeah, I'm open up to questions.
Question from the judges.
Are you targeting kind of Taiwanese domestic customers, or are you trying to go after the global market?
We are trying to target the global market. That's why I'm here. But we just started. But we have a lot of customer bases in Taiwan. We want to duplicate this, our success in Taiwan to global, especially for the manufacturing sector. We have a lot of manufacturing customers in Taiwan.
So one of the things just maybe to be mindful of is I think the behavior of Taiwanese customers are a little bit different than the ones in the US. A lot of the startups here are already doing a lot of this stuff here. So, and then US being a much wider market, it'll be useful to understand which markets you're going after within the US.
We will start with manufacturing because right now, you know, the current administration wants to bring the manufacturing back to US, and we're trying to duplicate what do we do with the large manufacturer customers in Taiwan. I think right now a general use case is knowledge management for the operators on the production line. So how to preserve the enterprise knowledge, like their previous know-how to run the operation line to AI model. I think that that should be of great interest. So yeah, actually I'm planning to go to like Arizona, to start that.
I had a quick follow-up question. You've been around since 2017. You have success in Taiwan. Can you tell us a little bit more about that success and the growth of that success from 2017 until present?
Yeah, so before we are more like a project base. So we go to each customer directly and like provide a professional service. So, but from this year, we want to speed up our scale. So that's why we build a product and want to rely on the customer to go to market with us, like OEM partners, the hardware providers.
But are you able to tell us anything about your revenue numbers between?
Yeah, so last year we had around 2 million. This year we expect to have a $3.5 million US dollars revenue. Yeah. Thank you.
I think the title is a little bit confusing. Enterprise AI Accelerator, I would think you're talking about software or tool for AI acceleration. Yeah, because I think in the beginning we were trying to figure out like how is this accelerator. So yeah, so I think the positioning, you could make sure that you got the position more clear.
That's a very good recommendation. I'll take it to internal to talk to my founders.
Any questions from the judges? If not, then thank you very much for APMIC.
Thank you.
Thank you for the judges. And then our next team.
Next, we have TwinCounsel, a company aiming to solve a major challenge in law, the non-billable hours. Lawyers spend 70% on average on non-billable admin task. TwinCounsel automates drafting, filing, and case tracking for small firm connecting directly to the tools lawyer already use. Please welcome co-founder and CEO of TwinCounsel, Josh, to share how they're transforming the $35 billion US legal support market. Welcome, Josh.
Hi, my name is Josh Dorward. I'm a licensed attorney and dual US-Taiwan citizen. My co-founder Kenji and I are YC alumni, and we sold our last company building personalization at scale. We're now applying that expertise to legal workflows for small law firms. I want you to meet Sarah. She's a family lawyer. She works 8 hours a day, but only gets paid for 3. The rest is lost to chaos in emails, scattered files, and deadline tracking. She's busy all day, but not with billable work. And even when it is billable, it doesn't always feel right. She charged her client $900 for document prep, 3 hours of copying numbers into California's legal support tool. For Sarah, this is time-consuming and error-prone work. And for her client, it's painful. It's like paying to use an abacus in 2025. And so why hasn't AI fixed this already? We interviewed 40 attorneys, and we found 3 barriers. The first is scattered data across email, shared files, and practice management tools. This makes it really difficult to bring the right context to AI. Number 2, complex prompting. Lawyers don't know how to turn their legal tasks into prompts, and they don't have time to learn. And number 3 is trust. Without full audit capabilities, lawyers simply cannot trust the output from AI. TwinCounsel solves this. We unify scattered tools and matter data into one intelligent workspace. We integrate with the tools that lawyers already use, and we're personalized to each firm's workflows and data. And from that workspace, we deliver a daily command center, a clear menu of next actions to move your case forward. There's no more guessing on what to do. We automatically generate ready-to-use prompts and deliver them where lawyers already work, their inbox. TwinCounsel makes delegating to your custom legal AI agent as simple as sending an email. And here's how we solve trust. Every fact, every policy is traceable to its source. Every output is automatically QA'd before human review. Complete provenance, complete auditability. And it works. In our POCs, having an AI workspace cut preparation time for financial disclosures from 90 minutes to 9 minutes. That's a 90% time saving. And the lawyer that we're embedded with said that they're responding to clients faster and missing fewer deadlines. We've only been at this for a few months, embedded in a San Jose family law firm. This is a massive opportunity. U.S. law firms spend $60 billion a year on legal support, much of it fighting this information chaos I'm talking about. We're starting with California family law, 20,000 attorneys and their assistants in a document-heavy category. And we plan to expand to other practices from there. Our distribution is simple. We plug into the tools that lawyers already use, tools like ex-spouse, and we plan to partner with bar associations for reach. Every new tool and every new workflow that we unlock creates thousands of potential new lawyer customers. And why now? Legal AI adoption has tripled over the last 2 years. The cloud has made data accessible, young attorneys are seeking modern tools, and and our business model is outcome-based. We charge a per SaaS, a base fee per attorney, and we also charge a per case fee based on the time savings that we produce. As firms save more time, they adopt more, and this drives our value flywheel. So we're different. Harvey has raised $500 million at a $3 billion valuation, but they're going after large firms and huge budgets. Clio dominates practice management software, but for small firms, and they're not an AI company. Now, generic AI, it doesn't know your firm, and it doesn't have trust and provenance, and TwinCounsel in this way is different. We're shared memory, we orchestrate existing tools, and we offer personalization purpose-built for small firms. And our vision is bigger. We're building the shared memory and action layer to enable any attorney to automate their legal workflows. By integrating with the tools that lawyers already use, we're turning their chaos into a competitive advantage. And because each law firm works differently, our system personalizes, learning their patterns and their workflows over time. Now, we've done this before. Kenji and I are YC founders that sold our last company. That system delivered millions of personalized experiences at scale. And we're now recruiting for our Taiwan engineering hub so that we can deliver and scale faster. We've got real momentum inside of a law firm, again, only working for 2 months. I want to leave you with 4 things. Number 1, lawyers only bill a third of their time, and the rest of it is lost to chaos. Number 2, our AI workspace turns that chaos into order and saves up to 90% of drafting time. Number 3, this is a huge opportunity, $60 billion, and we've got a great wedge. And number 4, we've done this before, and we know how to execute. So TwinCounsel is on a mission to bring legal order to chaos and to enable any attorney to automate their legal workflows. We're raising our pre-seed now. Please join us to redefine the legal profession. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Josh. Now we're open for questions. Tiffany?
So great work. I think very clean pitch. I have some questions about, what are the potential longer-term defensibility? I buy into the whole thing where AI is going to go and do all these great things in legal. But how are you going to penetrate the market deeply and then become, again, the #1 winner in the market?
So thanks for the question, Tiffany. We're leaning heavily into personalization. So being able to personalize to the firm's workflows, datas, and behind this, we're building basically digital twins for lawyers. And I want to pull in an answer or a question that the other gentleman asked. I think the end state for this, one of these, is potentially a verticalized AI law firm, AI-first law firm. And so, we need to right now learn very quickly and get feedback and build the algorithms. But I think in the end, I would really like to compete with other lawyers eventually.
Norman?
Josh, I think, good job. I think what you can think through is really think through a couple of things. Number one, how do you take these categories of law firms and help them align with one another so they can collaborate on more complex cases and other things that they might not be able to do because of, restrictions in the marketplace. Second thing is probably like creating something that simplifies things from a transactional perspective for consumers so that people who are buying these services can have this workspace so they have other things aggregated there. And ultimately, I think about a different vision behind it rather than just being a tool for the lawyers, but what actually does that workspace mean, and highlight a little bit more about where's the value of creating this. I think this is what I envision is it could be very similar to what has happened in real estate and how you've taken a very fragmented world of real estate agents and simplified it for the consumer. And if you can do that for the legal space in the U.S. and in other parts, you might have a very replicable, very valuable marketplace there.
Thanks for that input, Norman. Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Any other questions? Okay.
Yeah, this is more of a comment. I want the audience to take notice. This is the most correct way to do the slide decks. And we could tell your YC experience because this is so far the best presentation today. The second thing I want to point out is I think at the end of the day, your issue is going to be distribution. You want to go to the small law firms, and I think you got to think more deeply about your distribution channels.
Totally. I think this is a big go-to-market risk. The risk is not in the tech. You're absolutely right. Thank you, Terry. Yeah.
And I'm hoping Terry will write him a check right after the demo. Next questions? Lauren?
So the interface is email, is that correct?
Yeah. We try to keep it simple. Just deliver it in email.
Okay. I was impressed by that UI for quite a bit.
Thank you. Yeah, we got to keep it simple for the small law firms. They're just not going to learn a new tool.
Amazing.
Okay.
Let's take 30 seconds. Any other questions? Brennan?
I think law firm, they are more conservative to use the new things like AI tools. So maybe use email is a good format for them to learn new things. So I think it's a good go-to-market strategy.
Thank you. Yeah, we're trying to make it so they don't have something else to log into. Just bring it to where they're already working. That's the idea. Thanks, Brandon.
So another check, Brandon? No, I'm just kidding. Thank you. Thank you very much, Josh.
Thank you.
That is TwinCounsel. CosmicBrain AI. This company making it way easier to teach robots new skills instead of slow, complicated programming. Their tech lets people train robots just by showing them what to do, kind of like learning by example. For factories to farms, this makes robotics more accessible than ever. Please welcome the founder of CosmicBrain AI, Qi, to tell us more.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Qi. My Chinese name is Qiqiu, and it means balloon. So I'm actually based in San Francisco, but I travel across the Pacific to Asia on many occasions, like a balloon would travel between the oceans. To the investors out there, are you guys ready to invest? All right, I need a more enthusiastic invest. Yes. All right. So I want to start with some context on the motivation why we're pursuing this problem. In the 1990s, the internet and intranets, when that was hot, you needed to be technical to actually create content. In the 2000s, with the platform for commerce and payment and social, you no longer needed to be technical to publish content. 2010s, mobile and Internet of Things was hot. Again, you needed to be very technical to create specialized apps. 2020s, with LLMs and AI agents, assistants, and co-pilots, you no longer needed to be technical to create specialized apps. Robots today, there's a lot of robots out there. You need a PhD in robotics. You need a lot of data for training. It's very hard to train robots today. So CosmicBrain AI, what we're trying to do is we're going to create the smart robot moment where you don't need code to create robot skills. So our co-founders have experience at X.AI, working with Elon Musk and NASA on advanced AI models as well as supercomputers. We also have a founder from Google with 20 years plus of experience working on video as well as robotics. And myself, I'm also a serial entrepreneur inside Google for the last 23 years. And I worked on the first Google robot called the Googlebot. So the problem statement. Robot creation is very exclusive today. Programming robots require complex code, robotics experts, and massive amounts of data. Millions of businesses and business units of large enterprises are left behind. So the solution is very simple. We developed a way to take human action and transfer that to robot skills. So you simply upload a human demonstration video, and our physical AI agents turns that into robot skills. Robots learn, no code needed. So we can turn human video to robot action in minutes instead of weeks, months, or years. The market is huge. There's already 40 million plus robots deployed out there in the world today. The service robotics market is also pretty big. And 100% of these robots needs new skills over time. We have 4 simple revenue streams. There's a tiered platform pricing for developers, for robot departments, as well as system integrators who want to use our platform to basically simply create those skills. We also have an enterprise solution pricing to work with companies that want custom work for their special case inside their company. And we'll match it to their KPI goals. And we'll make a revenue based on our API calls for the skills. Lastly, we'll have a marketplace so that these developers and potentially system integrators could market and sell their skills to the marketplace. So the competitive landscape is this, and I'm not going to name company names, but more about the approach. So the old way or the current way, it's very much a vertical or closed ecosystem. All the robotics are hard-coded. You mostly require a PhD, and it's very expensive to maintain. Our way, no code needed. It's a very open platform, and you learn from videos. And we have a community that supports the process development. You'll probably see a lot of robots out on social media today, dancing, doing kung fu, backflips, boxing, ping pong. Are those actually useful inside companies? No. And a lot of those robots that you see, they're trained on generalist models. And so mostly are trained on internet scale data with broad capabilities. They're very limited on industrial expertise, and they're very isolated to the research lab. What we're trying to do is we're trying to create these specialized models that are requiring domain-specific data. They're very task-specific skills. They have higher performance. And the data is typically locked inside companies or inside processes that's not publicly available. And we can unlock that. So we're seeking pilot partners across different industries for proof of concept. We're already talking to high-tech and manufacturing. These are folks that are actually dealing with onshoring problems right now, trying to set up manufacturing in the States. Manufacturing is actually hard to change when the process is set. But as they're onshoring, this is the perfect time to reset with something very specific. There's logistics, agriculture, and mining that are experiencing a lot of short labor shortages today. And mining, specifically in defense and construction, are dirty, dangerous jobs that many of these employers don't want to risk their employees to do. We are raising a seed round. We're about 20-30% soft committed, and we're looking for a lead investor to help us close this round. Thank you very much. Join us in making robots smarter together. My contact is below, chi@cosmicbrain.ai. Thank you.
Thank you, Chicho from CosmicBrain AI.
All right,
Terry?
Chicho, you definitely have the most memorable name today. I find your hypothesis to be a little bit contradictory within itself. You said we need massive data, and yet your training data is limited to humanly produced task-specific data. So I find that to be self-contradictory. Can you comment on that?
Yeah, so a lot of generalist models require these massive amounts of data to train. But these data are mostly scraped from the internet, whether that's from YouTube or from other, contextual sources. What we're trying to do is we're trying to create a way for businesses to record data inside their environment. So, for example, if you were to set up a fab in the States now, you would have to basically have somebody expertise to actually handle some of these chips or microprocessors that they're handling from a egocentric view to record, and we can program that into the robot skill. Instead of the internet data out there that may not have that information.
I think along those lines, I have a different train of thought. I'd like to understand a little bit more about the go-to-market and sort of what is the internal ROI case for saying, I would use CosmicBrain versus I would hire a team to be able to do this. What's the comparison in terms of how many hours versus how many hours and how many dollars can I save by taking this approach versus spending a time and hiring a team? Because I think the common rule of thumb in the world is it takes 10,000 hours to become an expert at anything. And so if you can shortcut that, how do you do that? And what would that opportunity look like?
Yeah, I think the approach we're taking is that we're basically building the infrastructure so that you don't have to hire the team to do that. We're basically also putting the pipeline in there so that you can actually apply synthetic data, simulation, and many of these things that you don't really require a team to do. So we're trying to simplify that process so an existing team could use it without having to invest in more expertise in that realm.
Larry?
Yeah. Are you working with OEMs yet? And that's one question, are you working with systems integrators at this point, companies like Keyence, et cetera? And then what's the main technical risk that you still need to retire? The market's clearly there, but what's the technical risk that you're going to need to retire with the next round?
Yeah, so that's part of our go-to-market is to partner with system integrators. The reason why is they already have the accounts, they already have the relationships with these enterprises, and they have the robot skills, like expertise to actually implement some of these things. So we're providing them this platform so that they can easily use it to work with their current client base. I think the technical skill is the data problem can even be more efficient to solve. And so right now, the current way that we're proposing is taking egocentric smart glasses to record videos of your actions. But potentially in the future, we don't need that.
Tiffany?
On the various hardware and types of robots, right? I think there's one form. Is it the hardware piece is just a commodity and you're going to work with a suite of them? And then, how does that piece scale?
Yeah, so
30 seconds, please.
Okay, so we are robot agnostic. And so as long as the robot has arms, hands, and fingers, and it has a capability to extend to that, we can work with that.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Chi.
Thank you.
Thank you. Up next, Windows and Linux devices secure and compliant in real time. Their lightweight agent automatically enforces encryption, patching, app control, and even fixes issues on the spot. With simple integrations and one-click remediation, Swif.ai makes compliance seamless for modern organizations. We have Angelo, their founder and CEO, to share more. Angelo, please.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Angelo Huang, CEO and founder of Swif.ai. So I built a sales tech company called LeadIQ for 7 years, sold it in 2020. And now I'm working on a new project, Swif.ai. So imagine I spent 7 years, tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of hours trying to build all this endpoint management, buying multiple solutions. I still couldn't figure out what people are signing up for, and I still couldn't get all the compliance control I needed. That's why I decided, let's build one. And the next 5 years is going to be very brutal. AI agent is going to take over everyone's computer, and most of the companies don't have any control of it. So our current customer, Trust Radius, why did he choose Swif.ai? So we solve very simple problem. So we combine all this devices management into one and providing all the compliance control he needed for the ISO, SOC 2, and get them through all this tedious work. Eventually, they get the SOC 2 and ISO proof in no time. Now let's look at the potential AI risk. So what's preventing company to adopt AI? So data leakage, potential like unauthorized, unsanctioned use, AI agent use, and any compliance gap. So that's me, Swif. So we combine 3 solutions into one. Mac, Windows, and Linux, all devices under the sun. And then we provide compliance control you need for your SOC 2, ISO, or HIPAA compliances, or any controller under NIST control or anything, CIS. And then on top of it, we provide shadow IT to give you all the coverage on your app use, agent use, remediation, provision, and deprovision. Single pane of glass. So we have started with a lot of startups that eventually big market. So this is where our focus today. And we want to combine our knowledge and our effort to acquire more and more with the similar customer base that we already have. And today, can you repeat? It's okay. You can just do this way. You can do this way. Yeah. Yeah. Just go through the slide on the. I remember everything. Just go through the slide on the left side. You don't need to present. No need to present more. I remember everything. Yes.
Turn off the present mode.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and go back. Go back in slide. Go back. One more. 2 more, actually. Yeah, the last one. 1 more. Great. All right. No need to reset. I wish I have the computer with me. That's why you need devices manager, okay?
No worries. I'm going to give you 1 more minute.
Actually, this is okay. I can just go without slide. I do this like hundreds of times already. So our GTM started very simple. We start with the startups and using our channel or partner like Venta and Jeta and how service. So they sign up, sign up, get their SOC 2. But we spend most of our outbound effort today, GTM effort today, focused on mid-market. And how do we penetrate this market? So we started with Linux. So Linux market is very, very like open today. So we go to mid-market, helping them to manage all the Linux devices and providing all the shadow AI solutions, all in one solution, single pane of solutions. That's how we acquire mid-market customers. And our current forecast for next 2 years is to get to 20 million ARR. And my team has done this before again and again. So my head of sales, Steve, was with me at LeadIQ. We built LeadIQ together. He's helping me on the head of sales today. And my CTO, Mer, has been built tons of devices management. We worked together for multiple years already. I have a couple of advisors, and we're funded by YC, many Valley investors. I'm currently raising 3 million, 1 million closed. And that's my quick presentation. Yeah, we can go for questions.
All right, thank you very much. Sorry for the technical issue.
First, excellent, excellent composure under pressure. Very impressive.
And damage control.
And damage control, absolutely. Tell me a little bit more about your traction. You showed 60 customers. Under what time period did you get those customers, and how do you measure their success?
Yeah. So this market is actually quite interesting. So the retention is extremely high. We never have any churn. So 2023, we got a dollar star, right? Trying to get stock too. So those are easy success. 24, we decide, okay, we need to go bigger, have a higher ACV. So we start having more and more heavy features on Windows, Linux, combined with the Intune, Azure, so on and so forth. So you start getting more and more mid-market interest. And so far, 25, we're about 250,000 annual recurring revenue, 0 churn so far. And we're able to continue getting the interest of the mid-market, about 2 or 3 demo per week on the mid-market size. And mid-market is 25,000 annual contract value above. And for Star, we turn them all to self-service there.
That's fantastic. I had a question with investment. You're looking for 3 million, but what would allow you to 10x your growth and really get scaling much quicker?
Yeah, this is a great question. So for us to get to the next year 200 million revenue, our goal is to prove it out on the Linux side so we can get a lot of mid-market to sign up. And we found this is very effective. Today we are able to get a lot of interesting logo or sign up just for Linux. And the reasons they don't have any solution on market is just no one was doing it. And then we are able to upsell them for the Shadow AI solution, Shadow IT solutions, for them to be able to uncover all the SaaS tools, AI agent, any remediation they need to provide to block, whether it's on websites or devices, they can easily block. And we're the only company can do that.
Thank you very much.
For now. There's always a for now. There will always, the more success you get, the more competitors will show up. And so you'll have to continue a stream of innovation. My question is this, from a channels perspective, what are the most effective channels for you in acquiring different SMB organizations? What are the size and what is the size or what does the ideal customer profile look like for you today?
Yeah. So we want to be a category winner, whether it's a Shadow AI or Shadow IT. But for us to win that market, we have to prove our value on the enterprise layer. That's for sure. But we start from the bottom-up approach. And startup, as you know, their first criteria is to get as much as as fast as they can for their SOC 2 certificate. So we help them, and that helps us to acquire a lot of customers that coming from Venta, Jata, all this compliance auditing platform. And now we are launching our compliance platform as well, so they can easily get a SOC 2 all-in-one solutions. But for mid-market, it's different. They have done compliances thousands of times already. So now we are helping them on something they haven't covered yet. And then now we need to prove value and then continue to go from there, land and expand, approaching mid-market as a way to fill in their gap. And then continue acquire more and more bigger customers from there. And this is our secret sauce, pretty much. Yeah, and we have done this like a couple of times in a month so far. So we're pretty much confident we can acquire mid-market like this with this path, and then continue hiring SDR, repeat the success of it. Yeah.
Okay, but I think, but the question then that I have as a follow-on is, how do you grow beyond Linux as the acquisition channel? What's the next acquisition channel, and what are the partnerships that you'll need, and how much will that cost?
Yeah, so we have built something very unique in the Linux space. So a lot of customers, they got to know us just word of mouth. They couldn't find anything to manage, like for example, NickOS, there's tons of distribution over there, and we're able to manage all of that. So run this sort of like online forum, meetup, SEO to target specific Linux admin for that specific operating system. And that's how we sort of able to get a lot of inbound today. And then we also utilize outbound to target like the company utilize Linux. This is our sort of another channel. But Vantage data, all this like compliances auditing will still be there. But again, we want to make that self-service, so we don't have to heavily rely on a startup income. We can continue to go up the market.
Okay, thank you very much. I have to let you go, even though I like your shirt. The time's up. Thank you, Angelo. Remote NC, their main product, Kadasu, tackles the pain of slow and messy coding in manufacturing. Instead of engineers spending weeks interpreting drawing by hand, Kadasu's AI can analyze them in minutes, speeding up codes, cutting costs, and catching errors right away. With strong traction across Asia, including in the TSMC supply chain, Kadasu is on its way to becoming the AI co-pilot for CAD drawings. Let's welcome their co-founder and CEO, Alex May, to tell us more.
This is a standard 2D CAD drawings. It's not just a photo, but a technical document with sizes, tolerance, and machining instruction on it. However, in manufacturing, everything starts here. This guides production, quality check on the shop floor. However, this is very hard to understand. Only experts can read them. People struggle with engineering drawing. That's why we built CADASU. I'm Alex May, CEO and co-founder of CADASU. Oh, CADASU means master of CAD in Japanese. CAD is not like a typical technical document. The shapes themselves carry meaning. Each line, each mark means something in production. This is the source code of hardware, the core asset of manufacturing. But links between drawings and data, like prices or manufacturing process, are hidden and hard to find, and only expert can process them. For example, these two drawings look almost the same, but the codes are very different. Why? Because companies, it is difficult for companies to find similar drawings to compare. Without the benchmark, it is difficult to get fair pricing. With thousands of drawings every day, pricing becomes chaos. CADASU is the AI that reads engineering drawings. CADASU can find related data like prices very fast and solve technical issue about CAD drawings. You can think of CADASU as a ChatGPT plus Google, but for engineering drawing. It means with now, even if you are not expert, you can use CAD drawings. CADASU can find similar parts and get their past prices. CADASU can even do cost analysis like an expert. CADASU can compare drawing details side by side, and it can even check drawings against tables and specs. Also, It can link every sub-item with their related data, like their prices or their specs. Before, suppliers spend days to make quotes, and after that, buyers spend days to check them. Now with CADASU, both sides can finish the process in hours. Before, everyone reads CAD drawings in a different way. Now, with CADASU, everyone can follow a clear and simple SOP with CAD drawing. Before, engineers spend a lot of time on small tasks like version check, like unit conversion or translation. Now, CADASU does them automatically and save engineers time. People might ask, well, why not use 3D CAD? Actually, 2D is still the best format for manufacturing now. Drawings are small, easy to print, and carry enough information for machining and inspection. That makes 2D still remains the main information carrier about manufacturing. If we can fix 2D problem, we can also fix so many problems about supply chain management and smart manufacturing. And this whole market is growing very fast and full of opportunities. Traditional CAD software focuses on design, while traditional supply chain software focuses on manufacturing process. Now, CADASU bridges that gap and provide a complete view for all roles in material industry, in manufacturing industry. Yeah. Our customers are suppliers in TSMC and applied material supply chain across Taiwan, Japan, Malaysia, and Singapore. This industry is high mix, low volume. Thousands of drawings move around every day. They need CADASU to help them handle quotes faster and keep drawing consistent. We plan to reach 600 paying customers in 1 year. Actually, CADASU is not only for finding prices or handling drawings. Our vision is to make CADASU the core decision-making system for supply chain. And this is already happening. Our customers have paid us to build a supplier recommendation system based on CADASU. I'm Alex, CEO and co-founder. I'm a serial entrepreneur in manufacturing industry. And Steven, our COO, came from Google with strong experience in scaling software products. And our dev team all from top universities with strong engineering expertise. We are looking for $3 million to grow our sales and R&D team. And also, we are looking for partners like distributors, resellers, and channels, or even customers to create more value across the whole ecosystem. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alex. Any questions for this startup? Norman?
Alex, good presentation. In the beginning, I was actually going to ask you and say, earlier in your slides, I'd really like you to put who you are and how you know so much about this problem. Because I think one of the core things is you want to relate to what your relation is to the problem. And I think you do have a lot of deep expertise in this space. But let yourself shine a little bit and tell a little bit, say exactly that, I've had this problem. I'm Alex. I've done this before. Because I think that'll help set the stage for a lot of things. I think this is a great customer presentation. I think from an investor perspective, I want to understand more about the market, the problem, the need that's addressed, as well as you can go into where it's being applied right now. So I just want you and others to remember, just, if you have a strong background, put it up front, not in the back.
Thank you.
All right. I think, Lauren, do you?
And your traction is great. These are real POCs. I'm curious as how are they using it inside of those companies? Because right now it seems like a CAD to CAM estimation.
Yep.
That you're doing it, but you have a greater vision. How are what are they doing in the POCs? Like, what's the business goal, and what are the metrics that you're measuring against that business goal?
Okay, so the question is how do the customer use CADASU, right?
Yeah, what's the business goal for the POC, and what metrics are they measuring to know that they're going to achieve that business goal?
Okay, so maybe I should show this. What we offer our customer is simply a chatbot. People, the buyers ask the chatbot and they got their answer. And the customer's goal is that the new buyer, younger buyer, they don't really know what's the price of that complex things like air compressor. People usually don't know what's the price, right? And for a whole, if we want to build a factory, we need to buy a lot of things, but we don't know all that things prices. So what we do is we gave them these chatbots and let them ask this, and CADASU will automatically retrieve those data related to what they are asking.
Okay, so this right here is, and what's the data that are you hooking up to previous invoices that company has, or what's the data that you're drawing from?
We are parsing their existing data, like that might be invoice, might be a drawing, because even this drawing in the right side, yeah, it represents a lot of things in one drawing. So we just parse them and turn them into structured data.
Okay, so sorry to dig into this so specifically, but the initial promise was CAD to CAM estimation on CNC. Are they using that use case as well?
Yep, sure. We found that these are two different CAD drawings, but it's still a CAD. So we are trying to parse them, even if for this it means a single part, and for this one it means like a module, and for this it's a whole system, but we can still parse it.
Let's speak afterwards, and yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Alex, as well. The time's up. Thank you so much. Please hand the microphone and clicker to the volunteers. All right, here we go to the last startup we have today, born out of Columbia University's NLP lab and backed by world-class AI research and engineering expertise. They're building tools that let enterprises design, test, and validate AI agents before they reach production, making them as reliable as modern software. Let's welcome their co-founder and CTO, Arbit.
Woo! Hope you folks are not too tired. Hey, my name is Arbit, co-founder and CTO of Arklex. We help companies to evaluate and test their AI agents. Think of us as, the test dummies that helps the enterprise AI. Myself, I work in HTC for 6 years, building a large-scale AI infrastructure from scratch. Another 6 years in Airbnb, becomes one of the first core infrastructure engineer in Airbnb. The major issues I'm always seeing is always on how to scale when users are completely unpredictable. And this is still the problem I'm trying to solve in Arklex right now. My co-founder, Jo, she is currently a CS, Columbia University professor, and 17 years of AI experience with multiple award-winning researchers. One day, she called me and sharing about her breakthrough on some of the simulation that can work in AI. That suddenly clicked. This is exactly a solution that I have a long-term plan with. That's how Arklex started. So here's a hard truth. 90% of enterprise agents just fail beyond POC. Why? Demos are easy, but when it goes to production, it's just a chaos. Users unpredictable, conversations is just branch, and where error explodes. Arklex solve this by giving you synthetic users that can actually interact, that can test. Oh, what happened? What was that? Okay, so should I do anything? Anyway, yep, so where are we? Okay, so we are giving you a synthetic users that actually can talk with your agents. Okay, and I guess the next is, anyway, sure. Okay, anyway, so next slide was supposed to be, something I want to share with you. But anyway, the synthetic user tool that we're building, what makes it different is that first, it's completely scalable because it can actually generate, variety of personas, and also it's fast, it's easy to adopt. So actually, it turns out we have some proven results that, 80% of development cycle got faster, 90% of the tasks being automatic, 95% of risk coverage, 100%, 100% or easier to maintain your agents right now. Okay, it was, okay, cool. There was a snapshot. It's not there yet, but you're probably gonna see. It's almost there.
Almost there.
Yeah. So actually, that thing doesn't matter. That thing doesn't matter. What I wanted to tell you is that what our synthetic user tools that actually can run with dozens of personas, while for each, it has thousands of conversations can be simulated. And what makes it powerful, no, not this one. Well, wait, this one, okay, this one, it doesn't matter. What makes it powerful is that it's completely parallelizable. What does that mean? Companies are still hire humans to test their agents, which takes days. But teams that are using us, they've been using us to actually run in every deployment, and for each just takes minutes. So the simulator actually simulates end-to-end real users flow, while also generates a highlight, exactly tells you where your agent fell and how you want to fix it. Okay, so high fidelity simulations actually giving you ROI. Our customer, Pearson, the largest educational companies, tell us that they are now easy to build in their agent and easy to maintain right now. How we achieve that? It's because we have more than 10, top conference papers actually back with that. We got some proprietary data. We also got some, industrial leaders been working closely with us, like Walmart, TD Bank. On the left-hand side, people either find humans to test their agent, which is way too slow, or trying to use LLM to do a single turn testing, which is way too shallow. On the right-hand side, Arklex is the only solution that giving you a research-grade simulation with enterprise-grade automation. How we monetize? We give you open source for free to start. We give you API. If your usage grows, we charge you $1 per interaction. And if you need more security, we'll also charge you with $100K if you want a private deployment. We got a strong pipeline with some of the big banks on the sales pipeline. We got strong partnership with NVIDIA, AWS, and Salesforce. We also, in the end of Q2, already reached 800K with 10 customers. We recently just closed a deal with Geico, which already exceeds 1 million run rates now. Our growth year over year, 600%. Net revenue retention, 200%, which means once we land a customer, we can expand its use case very easily. We got 10 employees right now. 7 goes to engineer, 3 goes to the go-to-marketing. Okay. Finally, previously we raised 2 million already, but now we're trying to raise actually 8 to 10 million to reach our goal of 20 million ARR. We want to add more accounts, add more verticals, and deepen your adoption. To wrap up, Arklex Synthetic User unlocks scalable deployments for enterprise AI agents. Today is our synthetic user. Tomorrow is your reliable agent. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Arbit, for being so calm facing the technical issue. Any questions from the judges? Brendan? Okay, go ahead.
So you mentioned that you're trying to build an AI agent for enterprise. As I know, there's so many different maybe verticals, AIs, agents, and there are different workflows. So how could you get your AI can know kind of universal AI that you can help them to solve all kind of problem, or you will try to convergence to one particular field?
Thank you, Brendan. That's a very good question. I think that's a strategy that we are not targeting on building a general solution. It's not good for the go-to-market as well. So what we are doing, and there's a reason on that I'm going to share, is that we are more focused on e-commerce and the retail banking. And the reason on part of that is we also have some strong research on the reinforcement learning models, which we take those customers' data, because those e-commerce retail banking got a lot huge customer base, which will leverage that to building our next cycle of product, which is agent self-improvement things. So we want trying to close the loop, and this is the very first step.
Terry?
This is Terry. So the way I understand it is you are using effectively Gen AI from the available data sets and create fake users to test these systems. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's totally correct.
So are these existing data sets coming from, they're sourced directly from the company? Are they structured or unstructured data?
It actually comes with both. So we've been building, for example, we're building some of the plugins from Shopify. So we are actually, to get rid of the PRIs, and they'll agree on, having the data that we can process and become some of the standard. I think that's not the only source, but I'm just giving you some example. We're also coming from, because we already building some kind of simulation even before the LLM. We're trying to prove that it's actually working in the, in the chess world, but now it's the agent's world. It's not just chat. So it's more like an intention that we're moving forward, but we already have some populated data in the past.
Okay, so what about the challenge of all the edge cases, like unpredictable customer requests, like e-commerce, for example, they say, well, I want to buy a giraffe, I want to buy an alligator, stuff like that. How do you train for that?
Let me think a bit about your question. So, but my understanding, for example, for the e-commerce specifically, so it's not just a QA. I think the more important part is on the context, especially from people. For example, they'll mention something like, hey, last time I buy something, hey, that was having some issues. So you have to not, it's not a simple question that you're just, just trying to process the conversation. It's more like you have to understand the back of the, what's the things that already in the database. And you have to process all those data together to give in the perfect answer on top of that. And the users, so I think the most interesting part that we are doing here is that, in the past, people testing their agents are just developer, which they are not really the agent's customer. What we are doing here is to get in those data, understand about what they are doing, so we can mimic them, and trying to do, and then expanding that persona to really interact with your agents, so your coverage can increase.
Okay, I'm gonna let Tiffany ask the last question, and you have 3 seconds to answer. Thank you.
Okay.
So at scale, do you think you'll stay as like a synthetic data provider, or are you going to become something else?
Sorry, a bit cut off.
At scale, will you stay a synthetic data provider?
Yes, so we are actually building multiple products. It's not, so this is just one. We are also building some kind of ideas. So we call it digital twins that are actually collecting the user's data as well. So we can better understand that what's a persona that's better be categorized, and we can use that as a standard that we're moving forward.
All right, thank you very much, Arbit from Arklex AI. Thank you. All right. This concludes today's Demo Day session. A huge thank you to Master or Startup Pass. Please head to room 209 and 210. I believe there are many further discussions waiting to happen. And for everyone else, thank you again for being part of Taiwan Demo Day. We can wait to see you at the next one.
Yes, and then added one, if you don't have a investor club and VIP passes, you can go to room B and find Yuli, and then, maybe there's something we can work out. So thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you. See you next time.